We are on the Quneitra side of the Israel-Syrian border. We arrived in a hospital that is operated by the Friendships Organization that is providing humanitarian aid to the people here.
We're in what's been a battle zone for 15 years.
Yeah.
This is a region that's been torn by wave after wave after wave of civil war. We're in what is Syrian Quneitra, which is an old village. It is an active war zone. And we're here filming with the people that are on the ground trying to help these individuals. We had to come in with the IDF to get help from them in coming in. And they're securing us for fear of our safety because of our connection to the country next door, which is Israel.
We want to show you what's happening on the ground. And just to emphasize where we are, the ISIS-Nusra terrorist organization was controlling this area. Jabhat al-Nusra. We're controlling this organization, this area, not long ago, a few years, and then Al-Qaeda. And now it's part of the IDF area of security on the northern border of Israel, southern border of Syria.
Every building here is shelled.
Okay.
Every building here was hit. And the people here are living in what we call abject poverty. These places there doesn't seem to be a viable economy. It's very, very reliant on the aid coming in, heavily reliant on the aid coming in. And these people, our good friends, Don and Sandra from Friendships, they're the ones that are making this happen. They're the ones bringing in the aid into this area. Hugely important. And they're, interestingly, parked under the big mosque of the village. And that's not an accident, by the way. The reason they're parked under the big mosque of the village is because they're working in cooperation with the local population.
And this organization is operated by Christians from around the world that come here into Syria to support those in need.
They showed up here in this country to do what needs to be done.
Amazing.
And if you ask me, that's what Christianity should look like. That's what showing true love should look like. That's, by the way, what Judaism looks like too. It's showing love to the weakest elements of society. So let me explain a bit of the background of what's going on here. It's hard to grasp. Every house in this village is shelled, but it's not recent. I need to explain this. This area is on the third or fourth, depends who you're counting, wave of violence. They had, since the beginning of the Arab Spring, which is in the early 2010s, 2011 or so, depending on what part of Syria, a very long wave of violence where the Assad regime, which is the dictator that ruled this country for decades, comes and bombs these villages. And the houses here carry the scars of those attacks. And it doesn't end there. There's a very long wave of infighting inside Syria that really destabilizes this region, both financially and from a safety perspective. And then we get to present day, where recently HTS, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams, takes over the country in a violent coup, and they start killing the minorities in the country. They start with the Alawites, they continue with the Christians, then the Druze, and we're talking here about close to 150,000 people, according to certain reports, that have been killed in these waves of attacks. That is a lot of people in just about a year and a half, or maybe going on 2 years since this happened. That is the background to what we're looking at. That's the background to why the aid is so needed and so desperately in a backlog in this area. There's very few people on the ground, very little that's being done to help these people, and it's amazing to see those who are actually trying to do so. Hi, Don. We're just talking about you.
Welcome to our camp.
I want to explain something to the camera. The reason Yair and I are wearing helmets and vests and Don isn't is because we're required to by the IDF, simply because we carry another identity, which is being Israelis and not just journalists.
Exactly.
And they're worried there are viable threats against Israelis within this area, even though they're bringing in aid. So we're required to do this.
Yeah.
I feel safe, as evidently you do too.
I have a thick skull.
Let's go, show us.
So let's see what's going on here.
Okay.
Cigarettes.
Thank you.
So how many people do you treat here?
We usually treat here around 20 patients per day when we have a doctor.
And I think it's important to hear that no one else has been coming. If you weren't here, if the other doctors were not here, there would be no one who would be providing medical aid to these people. And no one's talking about this. These people need help. They're here in a country that's been at war for a very long time. They need someone to come and help them.
Can you explain what room is this?
This is the doctor's room for examining the patients, and there's a bathroom in there.
It's hard to understand from what we see outside. This is quite a big area.
There's no shops here.
There's nothing here.
No.
This is a country that's been torn by war for since 2011? Yeah, 2011, 14 years at this point.
So the closest hospital to here is Damascus.
Damascus.
And in order to get to Damascus, they need to go through roadblocks. You need to go through security checks by random organizations along the way, Al-Jilani regime and others that might stop them and might not.
And it's more expensive than they can afford.
And it's more expensive.
But there's one more thing to understand here. There is no country of Syria anymore.
Exactly.
People keep talking about it as if there's this like existing entity. Let's call the government. There is no government.
It's a territory.
It's a territory that's fallen into faction and tribal war that has killed over 100,000 people. It's unbelievable numbers of death just in the last couple of years.
And Maddie, it's on the edge of falling into the wrong hands. It needs.
I would dare say it already has.
We need help.
Yeah. What can I do to make a difference? And oftentimes we don't have an answer because it's too big of a problem. Pray for it, donate, something. Here, this is in the nitty-gritties, but it's very much on like the tactical level. There is something you can touch that can be changed. And it's not that high of a threshold. You don't have to solve the geopolitical issues of this region. You don't have to change the government. All you need to do is come, or I would encourage people, donate to what you guys are doing. Help finance this machine to keep people being blessed in this part of the world. And again, I need to explain this to people on the outside. The suffering that these people have experienced is a lifetime of suffering. Time and time again, one war after the other, one enemy after the other. No one here is helping them. Except for the IDF that's here sort of safeguarding this area in your operation, you're the only guys on the ground here.
And if you walk around and talk to them, they want to talk to you. They're friendly people. The children, once you see the children, they just steal your heart.
I saw a few on the way here.
The Middle East is complicated. Evil thrives here and wears many different faces.
But in the middle of it all is Israel, a tiny democracy fighting for its life against extremist regimes and terrorist armies that glorify death, not life.
And yet somehow the world calls us the aggressor.
Because evil has hijacked the narrative and twisted the truth.
And the West, well, too often it believes the lies because comprehending such evil is hard. And when people can't understand it, they misplace the blame.
This battle isn't just about Israel. This is a threat to the entire free world.
Because when the truth dies, freedom dies with it.
So stand with Israel, defend the truth, and make sure it gets out to the entire world. Go to www.tbn.org/standwithisrael and donate now. Our future depends on it. So this is like the medical supplies.
This is our pharmacy, Maddie. It's in a tent, air conditioned. We keep it cool. This is about the only medicine I know about in the whole region. These people don't even have aspirins. Samaritan's Purse was kind enough to come and donate $10,000 worth of medicine to us.
People might not understand, there is no pharmacy. There is no CVS here. There is nowhere to go to buy medicine. And you'll see this, and I know this sounds bizarre. I've seen this with my own eyes. The last time there was a war in Syria, people would come to the border asking for gauze and basic medical necessities for people that had shrapnel wounds or something like that. Things that in any other country, you just run to the drugstore or go to a first aid center and get bandaged. They don't even have those kind of things. And this is what happens when an economy and a country collapse. If you're pre-diabetic and you suddenly don't have your medicine, and you also can't get healthy food, suddenly you're suffering from severe diabetes. You guys are making that very, very different. You're bringing aid to these people in a time where they really need it most.
So, let's go in here.
So this is not what I was expecting.
This is the boutique where the people come and shop. There's no shopping anywhere in the town or towns around. So for them to come in, shop, pick out whatever they want, as much as they could carry.
Really?
Yeah, free. They can take it home.
Who do you get this clothes from?
The Israeli.
Really?
All over Israel.
This is Israelis.
Yes.
Really? So Israelis are donating to Syrians.
Yes.
And then you give it for free here to the people of Syria. I see the majority of the clothes are for children or young adults.
Instead of just being given a sack of clothes, they can come in and shop and select what they like. And
they pick what looks nice.
Yeah. It's a good thing for them.
Why you're here, why you two are in Israel right now, why you have an operation across the border serving in an enemy country.
We've asked Mehdi to come and set up a camp in here and work with the people, do medical work and help win the hearts and minds of people that have just been in war mode for years. And we like to do our part as Christians. We're Christians, we're proud of it. We don't ask the Muslims not to be Muslims. We don't ask the Jews not to be Jews. And they don't ask us not to be Christians. So we're in here as Christians representing all that we can do to help and to spread a little love and help with these people.
Yair, we just came out of Syria.
First time for me.
Yeah, and it was a very sobering moment for me because, and I need to contextualize this. We're in Israel right now. That's the border behind us. The gate we entered into the Syrian side. We drove maybe 10 minutes into Syria, not far away, at the back of that village over there. And it's as if we were teleported to a different dimension, where everyone is impoverished, every building is broken from more than a decade of war, and everything is broken. The infrastructure doesn't work, the shops are empty, and people are standing in line waiting for the most basic necessities of life. And in Israel, over that way are visitor centers of wineries and businesses and and boutique chocolate places, like literally over the hill in that direction, and boutique hotels where people vacation. The stark difference is unbelievable to me.
We grew up on the fact that this was one of Israel's major enemies for more than 50 years through the Assad family era that just collapsed a few months ago. And you cross the border into this country that their people were our arch enemy from I don't know, from when I was born. This is what we were born, This is I trained in the IDF.
Yes, both of us did,
against attacks from the Syrian army against Israel. And now we cross the border and we see children laughing, and we see Christians that are taking care of those in need, and we see the IDF taking care of that area, making sure that the people there are safe and the terrorists do not get close. And we see that Israelis are donating clothes to the people of Syria that are and were their enemies for many times. It just proved that humanity is much stronger than politics, much stronger than wars between nations, and you have compassion for your enemies.
So right now, if you want to do something about this, there's going to be a link on the bottom of your screen, and you can take action. I know these ideas often go over our head. What can I do? What is it to do about this issue? Look, we've just shown you something that's small enough for even $100 to make a significant difference. Even $10 would make a significant difference. But you can do more than 10 bucks. You can or send volunteers or pass this on to your crazy uncle or aunt that is looking for something to do, or to your friend that just finished medical school and is looking to do something in a third world country or a second world country. You can make a difference here in money or in volunteering, and there's a link on your screen now to take action.
Exactly. Yeah, it can be coming here to help with logistics. It can be coming here, cooking, cleaning, playing with kids. They need hands. They need help. And this is the way to do it. So if you want to do that, take a minute, pray, and do what God is telling you to do.
Absolutely. I don't think we've seen a worthier cause in a while. This is very much something worth getting behind, and now you have the time and the option to make a difference. Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.